can you, well, control the grounded play, but if Ransom can send any one of these two red team players in the air, I'm fully expecting Xedit to capitalize off Spear or Lance.
One thing I'm very interested to see, because this is actually the first time I've actually seen a Ransom being played in like actual competitive Brawlhalla. Very new legend, obviously, but the amount of coverage that Ransom has, it's very unique. He is able to put himself almost anywhere on the map between his SIG kit and his movement. He's so fast, and his SIGs will send him flying, and you can really set yourself up if you know what you're doing with this legend. And that side SIG is going to be an absolute fixture in this set. That wake-up side SIG is absolutely a nasty SIG.
And that's got to be the game plan for Xedit and Nad, right? Is to make sure you have as much coverage as possible. Yeah, Xedit does go down early on. Recovery nearly seals the deal against Nad's first stock as well. Luckily, though, Nad does survive. And that's going to make things a lot more difficult for the red team as they need to make sure Comer does not fall before Nad's Ransom.
Yeah, that's very true as well, and I'm glad you pointed that out. That's one downfall about this Ransom pick, is he is a squishy boy. As we see that recovery, he's going to go ahead and take him out. He's coming in with a base 3 defense. I know Nadway has to be locked into defense stance, so we're looking at a 4 defense legend going up against the Amethyst and a Dawson.
I'm getting worried about that Amethyst, though. Sky has 152 damage on this second stock, and nobody else in the server's even close. He's got to force to rely on the edge. Try to get a cheeky nair against Xedit, but a Sair from Comer accidentally sends Sky out of the way. But Comer apologizes with the recovery, makes sure Sky can survive on this second stock, and Xedit has caught up. Already heavily damaged on that Lance. It's the gravity cancel that will allow Xedit to fall, but Sky's not too far along.
That was a nice fuse recovery from Nadway, being able to go ahead and confirm that stock. He was looking to go off the side with a dare, decided not to push the issue, going to go ahead and split the chakrams, hit the recovery, start getting the juggle on Comer up in the air. Nice side light, going to bring him in. Ooh, nice recovery from Sky, though. And Nadway just going to go ahead and clean the house with that side SIG. I'm pretty sure everybody got a piece of that. Recovery coming back up, going to catch a Sky. Oh, Xedit can even find his way back down the stage. Ooh,
that's a Sair.
That was a Sair, and what a weapon throw from a Comer that is going to go ahead and send Xedit out of here, and it's all up to Nadway. One fresh stock remaining, going up against the 3.
Hey, look, man, it's a trial by fire now for the Ransom pick. 1 stock versus, we can split the difference and say 1.5 stocks overall. Sky, 105 damage. Comer, 144 on the second. Nad just needs to get 2 perfectly timed signatures right now before taking any damage to bring this to an even game. That's going to be ground pound number 1. Attempted down sig from Sky to help get rid of those exclamation marks from Nad's side. Side sig doesn't connect and Sky can't follow up.
I love the speed, though, off that side SIG. Even though he whiffed it, he was still had enough speed off of that side signature to just be out of the way. You can't catch up to him. Recovery from Sky is not going to be quite enough.
That was one recovery. Sky's going aggressive now. He wants to end this stock as soon as possible, bring this to an early lead. Remember, it's all a battle to get to grand finals against Poe and Vixel. Nad's still in the air, 167 damage, and all it takes is one little bit from Sky to confirm game number 1.
I mean, he was in a very, very difficult position there at the end of that game. You know, he was up, he had the 1 stock up against a 3. And if you look at the final, when we got there at the end, it was doable. It was close. He had them both down. 1 was in orange, 1 was in red. A great game number 1 from both of these teams, but Comer and Sky just going to go ahead and edge it out. And you guys can see the damage, a breakdown right there in front of you. And Comer carrying a little bit more of the damage for his team. And actually, to even spread between the weapons, 51% on the Gaunts, 34% on the Axe, and a little unarmed damage going to be sprinkled in there as well.
I think the big elephant in the room for game number 1 is going to be the amount of damage that we saw Xedit bring out on that Orion pick. We talked about how important the coverage was going to be for both the Ransom and the Orion. We didn't really get to see that off the hands of the Lance. Xedit is going to be going into game number 2 with the same exact Lance, but not the same exact legend. We're going to be seeing an Ogrim instead, and I think the coverage, if we go back to that factor, is going to help out a lot for the Axe, as we also see a legend swap from Ransom into the Isaiah, the Master Chief for Nadway.
Yeah, I mean, if that didn't work, it wasn't gonna work. I mean, that defense really is the kryptonite of that legend. And gonna swap over to something a little more beefy with the 7 defense and a great legend weapon spread as well. And we're gonna see how this works out as we get settled here for game number 2. As we got Nad and Xedit gonna try and tie this thing on up.
Look, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer slow, but I'm really nervous about the Blasters' potential here in such a chaotic game.
Blasters are fire right now. They got a pretty decent buff, a patch or 2 back, and they have been a very solid. We've been seeing them a lot in both game modes as we see Xedit trying to get something done down here. Comer gonna go ahead and press the issue and could not quite hit the ground pound as we're gonna swap everything back over to the other side. As we're gonna, nice catch out the signature. That's gonna send both members of red team flying out. Comer, that might have saved his stock. Sweat beats are way out, but nonetheless, he's gonna get sent all the way up to that top 45 as red team's gonna try and push his teammate off with him.
Oh, Xedit's the first to fall, but a whopping 207 damage to finish that first stock. It's Nadway to follow up soon after. Sky and Comer, though, are heavily damaged. This shouldn't take too long for it to be an even set, but Comer's the next one to fall, and Sky, just oh no, a matter of time. That stall enough allowed a few extra pieces of damage to go up against Xedit. He's already light orange before Sky falls.
Yeah, it's going quick, but that's a great usage of that soft platform, be able to go ahead and confirm that stock off of it. Xedit and Sky gonna try and do a little battle of the axes in the air here. Oh, as we see Nad though, gonna put that cannon all over a Comer. He's able to escape, he's able to get back up on stage, but the recovery comes back. He can't find a weapon, he stays out of the slide charge side sig. Finally, axe in hand.
Oh, this is with extra defense too. Xedit, unfortunately, again, the first player to reach down to their final stock in the second game. Nad's not too far away this time. And now isolating 1v1s once more. Comer going to be the difference maker in this series to see whether or not he can maintain the second stock and ensure at least a little bit more of a buffer room before the end of this game. It's gonna be Sky in the air though. Double axe available. Sky has so much damage on this Amethyst in order to slay away against Nad early on. Comer falls though, and that's a lot of damage applied to that second stock before it finally goes to the last.
Yeah, Comer did a really good job taking out that stock, being able to build up some good extra credit before he was dropped down to a second. And just like that, Nad is almost out of a game number 2. Side sig might do it, not quite enough. Sky's gonna try and get something done with the axe out there. That's gonna finish him off. And now it's all up to Xedit. Little friendly fire. I don't think it's gonna matter as they try and set up this team combo. The neutral sig's gonna go and connect off the gauntlets. He tried to get the charge one, couldn't get it. Neutral sig's gonna hit. Ooh, Comer couldn't get that recovery to finish off the stock, but that will get it done right there, and that puts them up 2-0 against Xedit and Nadway.
It was still a loss for Xedit and Nadway, but it was a much closer game than game number 1. I think that's the trade-off of bringing out Ransom for your first game. You might be able to catch your opponents off guard by bringing out a new legend, showing off maybe some tech they haven't seen or, you know, rivaled against before. But you also don't have the same familiarity as you do with, say, like the Master Chief pick that you've been playing for longer. So it was a closer game overall, Slow. I'm expecting this to maybe finally be the 2-1 breaking point as we head to game 3. Blue team needs to make sure that they don't get separated in these 1v1s.
I couldn't agree more. I also think, me personally, I think we should have never given up on the ransom. But that's just me. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all, but that's still my professional opinion. I mean, we just rock 3 defense legends. That's what we should do.
I mean, is this the solution though? Because you can still 1v1 disperse them.
Normalize ransom.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Not biased at all as we settle into game number 3, and we do have to acknowledge legend swaps from a blue team here, trying to mix things up and get something done against this team of Sky and Comer.
You know, Slow, can I tell you a secret?
You can't tell me a secret.
I'm gonna beat the production really quick. Ready? I'm also biased for the Ransom.
He's great. I already have him almost level 60. He's amazing.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Can hear us now. They don't know what we're talking about.
Oh man. All right, we're done. We're done. Chat room. Don't come for us. as we get settled. Oh, Sky though, gonna go ahead and maybe confirm one over. The ground pound will get it done. That's gonna send Xedit out of here, and his teammate is gonna go ahead and follow him over to the right side. Get sent out as well. Those first stocks gonna go ahead and fall.
But all serious now, we can see the chemistry from Sky and Comer looking fantastic. They know exactly how to play off each other at the perfect moments. As I say that though, Xedit and Nadway, they have a really great combo starter themselves. But Comer does survive that initial engagement. 173 damage overall, playing into neutral, waiting for an opportunity to follow up off of Sky, who needs to have that distraction drawn away from them. Already heavily damaged on this second stock. Sky can't afford to go down to the first.
No, he can't. He's got to hold on to that. Blue team's looking much, much better here in game number 3. Ooh, and that's going to confirm sending a Comer down to his second stock. And that is going to send Sky down to his last. Blue team's in the best position they have been in the entirety of the set so far.
Yeah, it's taken a few games to download the playstyle of Comer and Sky, but it seems like now the heavy defense is working out well for the blue team. Comer, out of the way from everybody else, needs to play this very, very carefully. There's a lot of chaos going on, but it's a quick nair to send Nadway down to that final stock. Xedit needs to hold on tight. This could be the elimination stocks for both of these players.
Good. Xedit looking a little worse for wear here, but he's getting some more damage packed on here. Okay, Sayer might be enough to get Comer out. Sky's gonna go play support just in case. Comer gonna find his way back up on stage, and red team's gonna convert it into some good damage. Comer not able to follow up as blue team comes back on stage, however. Can he find his feet back on stage? He does. Try to get the fadeaway Sayer, try to hit it again. Maybe the third time's a charm. No, he gets recovered off the sword all the way to the top.
How did Comer last for so long? That is ridiculous. 2v2s are always so interesting because space and the denial of space is the most important thing you need to rely on. And not damaging your teammates too. Speaking of which though, that's not going to be any team damage. Sky has been eliminated from game number 3. A quick side air is going to allow things not go well for Xedit. Comer cannot survive, unfortunately. A really good 2-1 point now for blue team.
All right, finally a sign of life from this blue team. Waiting for the stats to come through, and there we go. I think we got them. And yes, that was actually a really good, nobody carried there. It was such a good split between Xedit and Nad. 470 damage coming off from Nad, 579 from Xedit. And definitely favoring the sword and the axe, respectively, for each player.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Sky's going to do in response from that last game. He was the one that fell behind very early on. Comer was able to evade a lot of damage by keeping that second to last stock alive. But unfortunately, that enabled Nad and Xedit to just keep, I hate to say it slow, bullying Sky until it was eventually a 2v1 overall.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, just the shift in momentum between game number 2 and game number 3 was incredibly impressive. Of course, we're gonna stick to that slow rolling. It worked out so well in that last game, and we're gonna see if maybe they can push us to a game number 5. I have my fingers crossed as we get started here for game number 4.
So let me ask you this. We have no legend changes whatsoever. We move away from Suzaku Castle over to Fortress of Lions. Is that going to make a major difference for blue team?
No, I don't think it's a major difference at all. I think it's just, being able to have a little more runway room on the main platform on Lance might be able to help extend some of those strings a little bit, as we're seeing Xedit get done right now. But I think other than that, it's going to be pretty much par for course for what we've seen so far this set. As Xedit has a good opportunity for an edge guard here. Sky is going to get the reversal, get the power position behind him, missing on the neutral sig. Nad trying to catch a stop, couldn't get it. Comer, great movement, staying out of all of the offense. Blue team right now going to follow that up with a recovery, and that is going to be the first stock falling off of blue team, with Xedit being in a very bad position, able to go ahead and dare his way back over and get back on stage.
This is the first time we've seen Nad be the first one to lose a first stock since game number 1. Sky right now Whoever loses this next stock could very well determine if this goes to an even game or a 3-1. Nat's able to evade the gravity cancel sidelight, goes for a very, very risky dare, and is able to eliminate Comer's first stock. Sky's the next to follow. Xedit, that extra defense coming in true, has been able to keep this stock afloat. It's just a matter now of racking up all that damage and protecting Nad.
Yeah, need that extra credit, need to protect the teammate. The defense on the Roland is definitely shining right now. Ooh, Nad, little friendly fire, not enough to end Xedit's stock though. Whiffing on the neutral sig. Ooh, weapon comes out, he's left unarmed. Recovery is gonna go ahead and finish out that stock. Nad is left all alone in this 2v1. The ground pound is gonna go ahead and connect and hit, and they turn right around and set up the very brief team combo on Xedit. But the pressure continuing to be pushed out by red team here. Finally, Xedit's able to come back over, maybe get a little relief for his teammate.
Oh no. Nad was getting the Sky treatment. Oh no, that's not good. Sky's getting the Sky treatment. No, the dare doesn't connect. Xedit needs to capitalize on this right now. Sky somehow manages to get out of the water, but chooses to dive back in. Sky falls. Comer now left all alone just for a few seconds, but the ground pound connects. Comer sends Xedit down to that final stock. Again, blue team, they won the last game, but not the war. They could very well be on their elimination stocks.
Yeah. It's not looking good. Comer's movement is insane right now. Sky let the ground pound go, but the dodge wasn't there. Okay, Dare is going to send him back down the stage. Ground pound is going to go ahead and whiff. Comer whiffs on the neutral light, gets sent all the way over to the right side. The Sayer is going to go ahead and tap him over just a little bit more. Sweat beads are out, but he is able to touch, but he gets Sayered again, getting sent coast to coast here. Finally, the recovery is going to finish off the stock, and his teammate is very close to falling right now. I think we're going to be seeing a 2v1 situation with Comer trying to finish out the set.
Oh, let's see if we do slow. It's all down to the next hit from any of these players, and that is it. Side air is out. Sky is gone. Comer now down to his final stock. But look at the damage of Xedit and Nad. This could still be Comer's game. He spot dodges out of the way, tries to isolate the 1v1s, but that is not the goal of blue team. They need to stick together, not get any team damage in the most important game of their tournament this year. And yet through it all, Comer is still in the middle without a care in the world. Recovery is out. Xedit is gone. Nad is at 184 damage. A missed input could spell doom and elimination for this team. Comer's trying to set up. Can he find it? He gets the reversal, and blue team is gone.
They are gone, and they desperately needed to set up a team combo. They needed to be able to go ahead and isolate him out, take away his options, send him in that team combo, and get rid of that stock. Once Comer was able to confirm that first stock on blue team and force it down to a 1v1, it was going to be very, very difficult for Nad to be able to convert that. And we saw that play